for Junior Tag League. I just want to know who's in the Tag League.
New Japan Junior Tag League?
Yeah.
Dude, tag team wrestling is going to be insane.
Yeah, I just want to know who's in it, though, because, like, for the... Gee, like, we knew in advance who was in it, like, for the other tournaments this year.
Hmm.
By the way, you can explain to me what the hell is going on with that friggin' Progress friggin' tournament thing, because that tag thing confused the hell out of me. It's like a gauntlet match or something at Wembley. Are we previewing these shows, or are we not?
I mean, we can mention it. It's not really necessary, though.
Dude, your boy Walter's going up against Tyler Bate.
Yeah, we have a lot to discuss. So,
if I start to crash, I'll let you know as well, if that makes sense.
we should. I hope to be done in 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. I just finished recording for an hour and a half, roughly, but that's fine.
So that's working. Not in my Twitch notification.
I'll check on my end.
Got it.
Okay.
Righty. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start us going here. Go start.
Cap versus SNK2 better have subtitles. What's that?
Alrighty. I'm joined here with my buddy Jay now, the guy who saves the podcast, or the New Japan specialist, as I like calling you now. How you doing,
Hey,
Jay?
I have a role. I'm good. Just finished recording an episode of Smack It Down.
There you go. Got anything else you want to plug?
No, that's about it. I can do all that on the way out.
Alrighty. Well, we're here to talk about... This is the time in the podcast here where myself and Jay are going to discuss Progress Chapter 75, Revolution Pro Wrestling's British J Cup, and a little show that took place right before that. And we're going to finish off this part of the section with New Japan Destruction Tour and how that finished off, and the fallout coming from it. Very exciting wrestling. Three very different wrestling shows, I must say.
For sure. Out of these ones, I think I'm leaning more towards either Progress or New Japan. There was something with that Red Pro show that just didn't stick with me.
That's fine. I mean, it's very straightforward. It's not story oriented. I believe. You know what? There was a shoot interview with Eli Drake from Impact recently, and he goes, "Wrestling without stories or incentive." I'm paraphrasing his words. Wrestling without story or incentive is killing wrestling. And he was taking jabs at WWE for just throwing out matches with seemingly no reason other than to fill time. He mentioned a lot of independent shows that don't bother trying to have any sort of story in their matches. It's just go out there and do cool moves. And that's why they can't get audiences over 75 people, much like the Beyond show I went to. Even though it was very entertaining, and there was a few matches, as I mentioned earlier, with its own little story, will it be taken into the next show? No, it won't. I get what Eli Drake's saying. Are you an Eli Drake fan?
Yes and no. If that, yes and no.
And I'm gonna have to get a dummy. Yeah, drop.
Nice.
Or as he's going along in Mexico, he's going, Tonto, see.
Is that like dummy?
Yeah, it's like dummy, yeah, in Spanish.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So let's talk about Progress 75 here. Let's get going. Got a lot to
Alrighty,
discuss.
let's do this.
So, Progress Chapter 75. I'm going to say this right now. Must-watch show.
Oh, yeah, especially that main event. That main event was an hour's worth of craziness.
Oh, so good. So, Progress, I want to say they took off in early 2016, and that's kind of when I started. I got to them in mid to late 2016. I forget when their service launched, but that's besides the point. This show was amazing. Way too much to talk about. They have had their tag team Thunder Bastard series going along. It's quite confusing at this point. They just throw tag teams together. They get points, and on their, as far as I know, I hope I'm getting this somewhat right, just to clear this up, because Jay, you said previously before we started that it's very confusing. And on their American tour, when they came over to the States here, their new champions were crowned, and I think that kind of nulled out the Thunder Bastard series in itself. They also had a get 3 wins on the tour in a row and you get a title shot stipulation. So that happened a few times on the tour. But regardless,
that explains why the Wembley show is so convoluted then for the tag team thing.
Yeah, so basically it's a number of teams, I guess, are tied with points or whatever it may be. It's just the Wembley show coming up at the end of September here, which is heavily advertised for Progress. It's one of the biggest independent shows in the UK in decades. It's just a slew of their tag team divisions all going for the same title. So,
yep.
Flamita and Bandito, I believe, are still the current tag champs.
That's what it said earlier when I was previewing the show.
Yeah, I believe it was the Chicago show, which I haven't watched yet, or that match. That is the one that they wanted. It's either that one or the Detroit. It's got to be two.
It's one of the two.
It's one of those two. So, the second half of the show is what I want to focus on, which first starts out with the number 1 contender match, which is Tyler Bate versus Mark Haskins. Now, Jay, you're familiar with both these guys, or just Tyler Bate?
No, I'm familiar with both of them. Haskins works a bit in Defiant. I like that little promotion.
What'd you think of this match here?
I thought it was really good. Like, Haskins obviously had the strength advantage over Bate. Then, yeah.
You think Haskins had the strength advantage?
Well, I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, Haskins had the technical advantage, that's for sure. I think.
Yeah, but dude, you need strength to do technical stuff.
In a way. I mean, but then you look at Zack Sabre Jr. and you would...
Jesus Christ, that motorbike is loud.
There was a lot of very smooth technical exchanges and reversals. I thought the reversals in this match came too fast, honestly, because then it wasn't like the flow was too quick for it. But I guess they were kind of pressed for time due to the main event going to be so long.
Yeah, but dude, like as we saw with All In, like a quick match can still be a good match.
It can still be entertaining.
I had no problems with this match.
It's just me kind of looking at things way too critically. I thought Haskins did fantastic limb work on Bate, and the selling Bate did, where he started doing like for a good chunk of like a certain period of time.
All the one-legged like Germans and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think that is a lost art in Tyler Bate. I'm starting to see that more and more, at least coming from out of the summer. Tyler Bate's doing this a lot more in his matches, and I think it really makes you invested as a viewer. Like, how is he going to pull off these moves? You know, how is he going to overcome this? And Haskins is always so good at doing things like that. One of the most underrated guys in the UK and Europe performing these days. I've seen this guy perform live a few times. I love Haskins. Very nice guy. Had a couple drinks with him before as well, so maybe I'm a little biased there.
Is he a good drinker, or is he like, yeah, can he hold his alcohol well?
Oh, he didn't drink that much, but he is a very chill guy, that's for sure.
You're supposed to, a lot of the people do. You're supposed to be like, yeah, I had 7 drinks with him. He's like, perfect bloke, doesn't get drunk. He can hold his liquor really well.
But Bate reverses Haskins' finisher straight into the Tyler Driver 97 for the win. He is the number 1 contender for Walter's Progress Championship title, which will be now defended at Wembley in the main event. Very hyped for the match. Fantastic stuff. Simple as that. It was a good straight match.
It was a very good straight match, but dude, you've ruined it. Like, dude, Jimmy Havoc could be in there too if he beats Ospreay.
Well, yes, that was it. If Havoc beats Ospreay, he's then in the main event.
That was a triple threat then, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I think he would have been added to it.
Indeed, you are correct.
Yeah. So, leading us into the main event. Jimmy Havoc versus Will Ospreay, 2 out of 3 falls. Okay, where do I even begin with this one?
Well, that video package is actually really good. It explained to people who haven't seen the build up to this, like all the matches that him and Ospreay had. It did a very good job catching like new fans up.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Dude, where you start with this is like the friggin' the Ospreay clones coming out and setting up tables.
Yeah, immediately. The total match bell to bell went 43 minutes. Not including the entrances and everything.
Didn't feel like it dragged at all, though, with the amount of spots that they did in this.
No, it was a very quick 43 minutes. It's been a while since I've seen an epic like this that I just didn't check the clock. You know, I watched the Noah match, the occasional New Japan match, and there's always at least once or twice during those 30-plus minute matches that I go, how much time has passed? In this Havoc Ospreay match? Not once.
Yeah, no, neither here. Like, because it's like on demand and like it's not live streamed, like I kept checking to see how long was left. That was mostly to see how much like crap they could fit in. It's like bell to bell, this thing was just balls to the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, the video package of this match was insane because it really got you down to know like how much the Axe plays into their little rivalry, how far back it is, how much Havoc was such a big deal in Progress prior, and this is where Ospreay kind of got his big break, was through Progress.
Wrestling in them Venom shorts.
Yeah, exactly. But holy shit, the match started out with Ospreay coming out, you know, like a babyface, and then as he was walking to the ring, people started booing him and not liking him, and he immediately changed he pulled a 180 in his personality, essentially, and became a psychotic heel.
Dude, this crowd did not like Ospreay, and they had some very creative ways of showing it.
This is why I love watching British wrestling, because the crowds are so... They don't just come... They don't go to every match and just say, this is awesome, or they start booing and throwing beach balls down. They'll throw beer at the people, they'll come up with soccer chants or football chants, and just put a unique spin on everything. It's always so fun.
See, I was going to say, like, the reason I like Progress as much as I do, dude, is, like, it's for adults, unlike other companies out there. And, like, there was no hand-holding in this. Like, if you didn't keep up with it, like, they weren't going to show replays or anything like that. As you said, the crowd, man, those soccer chants and stuff at Ospreay were crazy.
Oh yeah, Ospreay going around with the psychotic look. You know, immediately starting. Jimmy Havoc comes out, instead of being angry and flipping the crowd off, he just goes stone-faced, concentrating on the match, as babyface as a Jimmy Havoc character can be.
Yeah, which is probably a tweener.
Yeah, that's yeah. Because over the course of the last few weeks, Jimmy Havoc, and as he's been tagging with Mark Haskins, has become this sympathetic babyface character with the crowd, because yeah, he built Progress on his back. It started at Super Strong Style 16 with his promo of just being like, you guys in the promotion, you know, you love Will Ospreay. Meanwhile, I've broken my back for this company, and you've done nothing for me. Because there was a past match where Havoc and Ospreay had a leave. I believe it was a leave.
Yeah, loser leaves Progress, and then Ospreay was back in like 6 months.
Yeah, and then Havoc ended up leaving for, I think it was like a year
or so?
Yeah, and I came in when he was gone, so when he came back, I was like, who the hell's this guy?
Oh man, you don't know Jimmy Havoc? You're about to find out who Jimmy Havoc is.
Exactly. I mean, even when I started this podcast, I still, like, I recognized the name. I'd seen him in a couple matches. He's very unique. And I had to go back and watch, you know, this Havoc Ospreay rivalry, and it's like, oh my god, this is really, really good. So
yeah, well, from what I've seen of it, it was really good.
Yeah, and that it's these two guys that really changed Progress, and this is I'm saying this right now. This is one of my top 3 indie matches of the year.
I can see why, but what else is on that list? Just out of curiosity, do you count New Japan as
New Japan's in New Japan and Ring of Honor matches are in its own category, but the Walter Dragunov and the Kento Miyahara Marufuji match are also in that top 3.
Gotcha. I haven't seen either of those. Apparently, there was some really good matches at friggin' Bowler recently too, but
Yeah,
that
so
is
maybe
not
we'll
going to
see
get
it
shown for like
20
8 months.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that then count as a 2018 match, or does that count as a 2019 match?
It's whenever it goes out to the public, as far as I'm concerned.
2020. Gotcha.
Yeah, right. So, what were some of your favorite spots in this? Because I loved Ospreay flipping off the crowd. I loved how they didn't do fucking crazy stupid spots at the start. They built up to everything in this match. Something that I honestly think is a lost art as well in a lot of wrestling these days.
They did. Dude, that I'm the table spot was definitely something.
Let's see here. I loved... I think there was both instances where a table was set up outside, and as the other guy was trying to put him through it from apron to the outside, they both just straight jumped over the table to avoid going through it.
Yep, that happened.
Little things like that. Ospreay jumping from like this.
Oh, the speakers. It was speakers.
There was giant speakers jumping over the crowd.
Jumps
essentially
over the crowd, drops the elbow, and like through one of the 2 tables.
Mm-hmm.
There was that I don't know what it was called. It was like the something of Essex, like off the railing, and like the tables didn't break, and like they land on their neck.
Okay, so I believe it. Let's see. I had to go back and get timestamps for when this stuff happened. So the speaker leap came in at 20 minutes.
Rightio.
And then 30 minutes, the railing spot happened, and Ospreay has this move. He pulls out every now and again. It's basically a flipping brainbuster. So think of a Canadian destroyer, but it's a brainbuster.
Yep, sounds safe.
It's called the Essex Destroyer because he's from Essex, England. And,
right, I knew it was the Essex something. I just wasn't sure what.
If you listen closely to the people talking, because the mic was, I guess, too close to Ospreay and Havoc. Havoc actually goes to Ospreay before they're about to do that spot from the railing into the tables on the floor. Havoc goes, "I don't know if I can do this, man. I'm exhausted." And Ospreay goes, "Just trust me." And then they do it. That is a crazy amount of trust between 2 performers.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, I have a question for you. With the tables not breaking there like they were supposed to, does that make the spot better for you or worse for you?
Oh, it always makes it so much worse. Because if you slow that down and put it in slow motion, you can see GIFs and whatnot online of this happening where they hit the table, like the spot is performed and they flip correctly, right? No one lands on their neck or anything. They land on their shoulders properly, both guys. However, the table seems to warp and flip up like rubber, so they just bounce off it. That's when the whiplash hits you. That's what's really bad.
Well, that was the I am the table spot that I was talking about.
This is... It seems every podcast now, there's a table spot in which the table does not break in Europe. It's
usually in New Japan, though. Usually in New Japan.
Like, the New Japan tables don't break all the way, while the European tables, you just straight bounce off it, or the legs will cripple underneath. It's so horrible. Well, okay, so let's get to the end of this match, because the spots were great. Both guys, the psychology in the match was utterly out of this world.
They both hit each other's finishes at one stage, like Ospreay hit the what was it, the Acid Rainmaker?
Acid Rainmaker, yeah.
And friggin' Havoc hits the Oz Cutter. Yeah. And then it ends in a ridiculous way, in my opinion.
So this is where you have to know a little bit about Progress's history for this to kind of make sense, and they
did a good job of explaining it.
They did, yeah. The commentators did an amazing job. Whenever so there was ref spots where Ospreay and Havoc would get a near fall, get really mad at the ref in the ring, and
then put him through a table.
And that particular ref was the previous ref in their previous matches. So, let's see here. I wrote down each guy's. Let's see here. Yeah, Paul Robinson was the special guest referee. He has a big history in death matches between
Both these
Ospreay,
guys.
and going over to Defiant with Ospreay to make the Swords of Essex stable. Another so Paul Robinson gets taken out inadvertently. Then let's see here. Chris Roberts comes out to count the next fall, but Ospreay kicks out. Havix then puts Roberts through a table because that's when
Death Valley drivers him through a table.
Right, yeah. That's the Roberts was the guy who counted when Ospreay won the title from Havoc, and commentary made this all clear, so that was very nice, because even I forgot about a couple, like, who was the ref that was involved during that moment of the past, kind of deal. Ospreay at one point hit a 630, and then the owner of Progress was about to count and got pulled out by Paul Robinson, and then Paul Robinson brings the symbolic axe in, referencing more history of the feud. It just goes on and on right until the finish. And why don't you tell me about the finish, Jay?
So, first of all, dude, would you take an axe to the balls?
I would not.
Another little touch here, too, which neither of us have brought up. Did you notice what they were wearing?
As in what their wrestling attires were?
Yes. Did you get the symbolicness of both of them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Havoc was wearing his signature white with the blood splatter all over him to reference his
with the Punisher logo. Yep.
Right. Reference who he used to be, and he brought that kind of guy brought that guy back. And Ospreay's pants attire was kind of a stitching of all his past Progress pants together.
But the color scheme, dude, was supposed to be the Joker.
That's what it ended up being.
It was.
He was acting like the Joker the whole time.
I thought it was brilliant. And as for this ending scene, dude, like I said, I'm not taking an axe to the balls.
I was actually really surprised with the whole Paul Robinson double stomps onto Havoc's face right at the end.
Yes, that was nasty.
Did not see it coming. And then Ospreay sold it well with a shocked face, very hesitant to pin.
It was the Owens face from when Triple H gave him the Universal title.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. I think Ospreay sold it much better, personally. And,
yeah, he did, but it's just like for reference for people who may not know what we mean.
Yeah. So
the dubs is more popular. Let's be honest here; it's just not good.
True. As much as we will complain about it. It is the most popular. It's the biggest ticket in town.
Yep.
So that set up a so Ospreay wins, and that set up a Paul Robinson wants Havoc at Wembley, and I'm down.
Yes, am I.
Havoc and Ospreay show what they call respect at the end of it.
Yeah, it's like a high five.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's one of the few 5-star matches that I'll put on this year for sure. That's outside of New Japan. For sure.
With this being said, though, I think that the Havoc and what's his name? I've forgotten.
Robinson?
Not Ospreay, but the other guy.
Robinson.
I think that match is a no DQ, which it probably needs to be.
Oh, absolutely. 100% it has to be no DQ.
For sure. I wonder how the they're going to set up the Wembley Arena, because it's going to be really different compared to where they were for past shows.
It's going to be much bigger. They're still having trouble selling tickets, it seems. I don't know why.
I mean, dude, do you know how many people could fit in there?
Well, it's not the Wembley Arena. It's the arena down the street. It's the SD Arena or something. But it does fit I think it's 10,000 people or something.
Maybe it's too close to All In.
Yeah. Hey, if they can fit 3,000 people in there, then fantastic. That's progress, if you ask me.
This is progress.
Well, let's move on to Revolution Pro Wrestling and the British J Cup as I play. Let's see, what drop am I gonna play?
Play Jushin Thunder Liger.
I don't have that drop.
What good are you then? Jushin Thunder Liger's theme song is awesome.
Scott Steiner.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at
Is it a 33% chance?
Yes, it was.
Excellent.
Alrighty. So, Jay, I introduced you into watching some Rev Pro fairly recently because of the J Cup.
didn't get to finish. I'm not going to lie to you. Only watched most of night one. I had it on in the background while I was playing Spider-Man, so I saw bits and pieces.
Well, let's just run down it real quick then. So, RPW has a history with New Japan. Their next pay-per-view event is essentially Revolution Pro Wrestling versus New Japan. But they had their version that's in a few weeks here.
Cool. Like everything else.
Yeah, everything's in a few weeks. October's insane. So they had their version of the Best of the Super Juniors, but it was more like a King of the Ring for the Super Juniors. And it featured Jushin Thunder Liger, El Phantasmo, David Starr, Kushida, Rich Swann, Bandita. I don't think Flamita. No, he was in it. He was in it as well.
Yo and Sure, Rocky Romero.
Yeah, all of Roppongi 3K was in it. So there was some good names there. I think they missed out on some different kind of booking going on, but hey, each his own. So I'm just gonna run down night one right fast. Liger and Zack Sabre Jr. had a good technical exchange match. The main event, Roppongi 3K versus Aussie Open and El Phantasmo, was quite good. There's a reason why Rocky Romero and Yo and Sho are a good trios team. I think they should go for the trios title in New Japan because they
probably should.
They probably should.
Get it off those Tongans.
Yep. I think one of my favorite matches was El Phantasmo versus Bandito, but it only went 10 minutes. Lots of good hot move exchanges, and that was round one, and Bandito lost. I was quite upset with that one.
I thought that they were going to do something with him here because he's been on fire lately.
Bandito has been on fire, and it ended up leading to something better down the line, especially with Bandito's performance in Bola. So maybe RPW had its own little thing here. And then Rich Swann beat his partner Flamita in similar fashion. 10 minutes, hot move exchanges, so good stuff there. Could be better. So I was extremely disappointed that both Bandito and Flamita went out in round one, but that led to a tag match in night two. And the main event was CCK defeats Ringkampf. Yeah, so CCK.
Dude, there is now CCK Kampf.
CCK.
Or CC Kampf.
Yeah, CC Kampf now. Yeah, that's a weird team. But CCK here consisted of Chris Brooks and Jonathan Gresham, which I got to see live myself in Boston on the Progress Tour.
Cool.
This led to fantastic exchanges between Walter and Jonathan Gresham. It was the highlight of the match. Every time, seeing Gresham attempt to chop Walter and then seeing this little black dude against this giant white Austrian, I'm just going, oh no.
You're going to die.
And Gresham he's been doing just fantastic. He's on fire the last couple months, Jonathan Gresham. Whether it's in tag team stuff or singles matches, he always seems to steal whatever match he's a part of. And Walter was just a good compliment to him. Did you get to the tag match?
That was the final match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of night one?
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, I would have seen it.
Cool. So, night two of the J-Cup, this is the ending. Liger was getting the better of El Phantasmo, then Phantasmo plays possum and rolls up the defending champ, so take that for what it's worth. Really fun tag matches between Aussie Open and Bandito and Flamita.
What do you think of Aussie Open?
Awesome. I didn't quite like them at first because a lot of their matches were getting samey. However, Fletcher, the skinnier dude of the two, because Mark Davis is just a giant Aussie guy.
He is. He looks like he drinks a lot of beer.
Oh, yeah. Over the course of this year, Fletcher has vastly improved in everything he does. He's even put on some muscle weight, which makes him look a lot better. He looked way too skinny.
He did. Indeed, he did.
He looked sickly, I'll be honest. And he just didn't seem like he wasn't flowing very well in the ring together. But again, over the course of this year, Fletcher and Mark Davis and Aussie Open, their matches have improved. Both guys' chemistry have improved. Just at Summer Sizzler, they had a banger of a tag match. So, and this was no exception. Bandito and Flamita are just off the chains good. And they're so young.
Yes, they are.
Then that was followed by one of my favorite tag teams in the world right now, arguably the best in the world, which is LAX. And they faced Ring Comp, and I lost my mind.
Oh, I gotta watch that now. I'm just gonna take off my headset for a minute while you don't spoil the ending for me, and I'll be back in a moment.
It was just fantastic tag action.
Okay, because that sounds amazing. It was obviously Thatcher and Walter versus LAX.
Santana.
Yep, Santana. Yep,
and Ortiz. So it's as good as you can imagine. With Ring Comp doing hard hitting and LAX doing LAX stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Like, okay, you're familiar with Timothy Thatcher.
Correct.
Have you seen him in singles matches very often?
No, but apparently, dude, him and Walter had a match at Bola.
Yeah, and I can imagine they
tried to kill each other.
They beat each other to the brink of death.
yeah, that's what I've heard.
I've seen Thatcher live a couple times through Evolve. I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't do it for me much as a fan. Like, I do appreciate his ring work, especially his chemistry in tag teams, whether it's with Chris Brooks or Walter.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe it's his demeanor in the ring. Maybe it's his facial expressions. I don't know. He just doesn't do it for me. What is your take on Timothy Thatcher?
I think he's good in ring, but I completely agree with you with the facial stuff. Like, there's just something missing.
Yeah, there's something. He's missing something for me.
I would like to say though, the entrance that him and Chris Brooks had at the Evolve show for their tag team match was quite entertaining.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Chris Brooks is pretending to be Walter. They try to do the Ring Comp entrance. It's great.
Yeah.
Then like Thatcher goes like just death glares him.
Yeah. So those two tag matches are definitely, I think, must watch of night 2 of the J Cup here. I loved all 4 of those teams. Again, Tag League, whether it's Junior Tag League in New Japan or Tag League for WXW coming up. Oh my God, tag team wrestling could not be better than ever outside of WWE. Disclaimer.
Oh God, there's a freaking one in WXW that I completely forgot about.
Ugh. Ring Comp versus the Lucha Bros, man.
Okay, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
What night's that?
I think that's night 2.
Wow, they're blowing their load early, are they?
That's just that's just part of the block. That's just a block match.
Yeah, but like you could say that for the ending, like for the final night, couldn't you?
Could.
It'd probably be the smart thing to do. Like, it's a must-see match.
No, because the way WXW books their stuff, the foreigners get booked well, but they don't win every time. Like, you can kind of assume... WXW wants to get their own guys over, which makes sense for a promotion. You don't want to bring in part-timers and have them go over all the time,
Ring Comp are defending this year, aren't they?
So they're the defending champions, and the current champions are Monster Consulting, Avalanche and Nero.
I mean, like the defending Tag League champs.
Yeah. And the winner gets the titles.
Wait, the winner gets the tag titles?
Yeah, I had a brain fart in the previous podcast episode that is the stipulation of Tag League.
Wait, so how the hell does that work?
Tag champs are in it, and they have to defend their titles. If they don't win Tag League, they lose the titles.
That's really freaking stupid. So what is it, like blocks versus blocks, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So ultimately then you would want the defending champs to go up against whoever is in the other block.
Yeah, I mean, my prediction is it's going to be Ring Comp versus Monster Consulting in the finals.
Who would you put over?
Ring Comp.
Has Volta held the tag titles?
Oh yeah. I think you have Ring Comp do it, and then that'll create fresh rivalries going forward. So.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So let's move on with the J Cup here. A 4-way elimination match finals. It came down to Rich Swann, Rocky Romero, El Phantasmo, and Kushida. So all those other matches, I would say they're not totally worth watching. I guess maybe the Rocky Romero, I think he faced Yo, was pretty fun to watch just because it's Roppongi 3K going against each other. But really, they were just kind of 10-minute matches just to move along with
Progress
the
the
show.
story to the finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like this idea of a 4-way elimination match to finish off this kind of tournament. I think it brings more story elements to it and more. It's not just 1v1. It's different, is what I'm saying. I kind of like that.
Well, it's elimination too, which is good because it's like survival of the fittest.
Yes.
We don't see that many elimination like 4-ways or 3-ways anymore.
Yeah, I really love elimination matches. I mean, shit.
So
Whenever
do
I play
I.
a wrestling video game, it's always an elimination match. Every time.
How's that Fire Pro going for you?
Fantastic.
King hates you.
Yeah.
I really do.
So the match goes pretty well with just amazing exchanges and moves for Kushida specifically. That was until David Starr comes out. Now, David Starr's the British Cruiserweight Champion. Why isn't he in the finals? Well, Kushida beat him, and David Starr was quite upset with that.
Well, dude, David Starr is David Starr. Hey, you are David Starr. Yes, you are David Starr.
He's
Clap,
your favorite
clap.
wrestler's favorite wrestler.
He's the cream in your coffee.
Yeah. So he was mad that he got eliminated by Kushida, so a little continuity here. He hits Kushida with the title, Romero pins him. So good, it keeps
Is that the first
Kushida.
elimination?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, okay, I thought that would have saved that angle for the end of it.
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. So it gets the story out of the way, you get continuity, and then you can have the rest of the match without the shenanigans. No? So I think this was good booking.
No, I get that. Yep.
So then El Phantasmo simply super kicks Romero and pins him. I didn't really like that elimination.
So just like after the Kushida elimination, like
yeah,
pretty
it
much
was
straight
really
away?
shortly after that. So then the rest of the match goes 1v1 for like 10 to 12 minutes here, where it's Rich Swann and Phantasmo doing decent enough exchanges. Lots of flippy shit, as you can imagine. I didn't believe for 1 second once Romero was out that Rich Swann was going to win. Rich Swann seems to be just going around to all these other promotions, just filling in these major spots. We saw him in Triple Mania.
We did. Dude, I was going to ask, was this a better elimination match than the Fatal 4-Way on that?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'm glad.
Easily. But ultimately, Phantasmo hits a Swanton Bomb like halfway across the ring, then does basically the best moonsault ever, double spring moonsault, and wins the J-Cup.
Cool.
So I think Kushida was the MVP of the tournament easily. He was the best singles performer by far in this whole thing. But surprisingly enough, for a whole 2-night event that was supposed to be focused on, a single elimination tournament here up until the Fatal 4-Way, the tag matches were the best matches of the whole fucking show.
That seems really strange.
I mean, you came for the singles matches, and I came out of it going, I love those tag matches. So maybe that's just a good show overall in the end?
Maybe they were just trying to get to the finals?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to get David Starr versus El Phantasmo again for the Cruiserweight title down the line.
I think he's defending against Kushida first, isn't he?
Well, Kushida did beat him, and I would rather see that match first before another Phantasmo David Starr match, since I've seen that a couple times now, recently,
I'm
too.
convinced he's defending against Kushida first.
I hope so. I hope Kushida actually takes the title from David Starr.
But dude, he's your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
There's a conspiracy
which means he's
against David
Walter's
Starr
favorite
out there.
wrestler. Dude, David Starr is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. So
Yeah,
if he's Walter's favorite wrestler, he should be your favorite wrestler. It doesn't matter that he can't beat him. He's Walter's favorite wrestler. It's just how it works.
I did get to see a Beyond show. I got a DVD of David Starr versus Walter over here from Beyond, so that was fun. All right, so I'm gonna play this.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this drop, and we're gonna talk about New Japan.
It better be Kaze Ninare.
I already played that drop earlier on the show, so now
Damn
I'm gonna
it.
play Naito.
Dude, it's Kaze Ninare. You need Kaze Ninare with me.
I did that to introduce you coming onto the cast.
Oh, that works then. That's fine.
There you go.
It's like my theme song. It's such a good song.
So we got some matches to go through here. Not a lot of matches, but
I was going to say, we really only need to go through 4 or 5. We need to go through the Kenny match. We need to go through Taichi because Taichi is wrestling's god. We need to go through the Naito and Suzuki match and probably the Junior tournament match and the Tanahashi Okada match.
Yes.
Cool. We're on the same page.
So, Destruction in Hiroshima, Omega second defense versus Ishii. It went 29.5 minutes.
It felt longer.
Did it? I mean, well, I guess after so there was a table spot in there where Omega jumps from the top turnbuckle over the barricade and double stomps Ishii through a table, kind of missing him a little bit.
He did, didn't he? It looks like
No,
he hit
it
him in
was
the
a
shoulder, if
springboard.
I'm not mistaken.
It was a springboard. It wasn't from the turnbuckle. I misspoke. I really like the Ishii psychology in this match specifically.
Dude, Ishii showed more charisma in here than he showed in years.
Yes, and I think that's what put me over for this match. No, I don't think this match was as good as their G1 match. That's a
It wasn't
very
as good
high
as
bar to meet.
their Japan Cup either.
Right. Very high bars to meet, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad match. It was still a very good match.
To be fair here, like, if Kenny doesn't lose his lip, like, it's not going to top that G1 match.
I'm sorry, it went 31 minutes. 29.5 minutes. That's when momentum was changed to Omega after the Ishii kind of psychology stuff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rereading my notes here. Ishii did the Hulk up thing at the end, but what I did like about this one in particular is he was so beat up and exhausted that's all he could do. What do you think of Ishii's like Hulk up moments?
You're right. Like, by the time it had rolled around to that point, he was exhausted, and Kenny just put him out of his misery.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Like, you've pretty much covered all you can say there, dude. I would like to say, though, and I don't know whether you're going to touch on it or not, like, what did you think of the move theft? Like, Kenny hitting brainbusters and Ishii hitting V-triggers.
I thought it brought something different to the match that we haven't seen before, especially out of Ishii. It made everything feel different, and that's why I'm not saying this was a bad match at all. And I'm not, like, putting it down in any way. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
This is a great example, Jay, of guys that have had multiple matches in the same year, and they're not back to back to back to back like we see in a certain American promotion.
Say what you want about that, dude. New Japan has booked friggin' Suzuki-gun versus LIJ since, like, friggin' Sakura Genesis.
Uh-huh.
Like, just constantly.
That's getting a little irritating, but they're managing to mix different elements in there to at least...
Most of the time, dude, it's just Suzuki versus Naito.
Most of the time, yeah. But now they're getting some Evil and Zack Sabre Jr. stuff in there. So, but those matches are just fun.
Generally. Yeah, if we haven't seen like 30 of them this year.
Yeah, well. That's the thing about New Japan, though. Like, you can kind of just look forward to the events and look forward to the last couple matches on the card.
That is true, that is true.
You know, in a way, it's a time saver.
It is. Hey, are we going to touch on the Never titles? Just out of curiosity, I completely forgot about those.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, not interested.
Okie dokie. The Tongas retain.
Yeah, Tongas retain. I really want Roppongi 3K to go for him, actually.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I could totally see them doing it.
You know what? I did see the post interview with Rocky Romero and Yo and Show, and Rocky was putting on a fantastic promo, and every time he'd turn to Show and Yo for like affirmation of what he was saying, they would just go, yes. Yes. Yeah, and then Rocky Romero, this was just on their YouTube page, I think it was post the Kobe one, and so Rocky, he goes, we're getting Kobe beef because we're in Kobe, and he'd occasionally throw in a Japanese word there, and he walks away. Show and Yo then look at each other and go, did you get all that? And he goes, nah, I understood the Japanese words, like, and then they say a few of them, and then they cut their own promo. Being all serious is quite funny.
That is fantastic.
Alright, so on to Beppu.
On to Beppu.
Taichi beat Goto for the Never Openweight title.
Dude, Taichi is a wrestling god. Taichi is my boy.
I do like Taichi because he's very unique in the span of New Japan. He feels like a Westerner wrestler.
He does, and I was going to say, if you didn't, I was going to say, dude, if you didn't play along with me here, I was not going to be happy because, like, we enjoyed the hell out of watching this match.
It's because it was. I mean, let's be honest, it was comically bad, but we were laughing.
How dare you say that? Taichi's a god.
Entertained. We were entertained.
No, Taichi is a god. There is nothing wrong with Taichi's matches. They're not overbooked. They're booked to perfection.
He kind of fumbled around the ring too much, and Goto didn't really sell it with his Indian style, just waiting for him to get back in the ring. I sense Goto was a little bit frustrated with Taichi's antics, like in real life, not just being in kayfabe.
Well, dude, Goto is a samurai.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time for this.
But fuck it, Taichi's now the champ for some reason.
Yeah, Taichi's champ. All is right in the world. That's all we need to know from this.
Where are they going to go with this, though?
I don't know.
That's Michael. Yeah, I don't know either. Like, who's going to come for Taichi? Elgin?
Well, like I said to someone earlier in the week that friggin' maybe they took the Never title off of Goto because he's moving on to better things. Like,
I would not mind Goto starting for the US or even the IC title.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I was going to ask if Goto beat Juice in the G1 because, like, everyone beat Juice in the G1 pretty much.
I don't remember, but probably.
Yeah, because like maybe that's why they're taking it off, and maybe he's going to be one of the credible contenders that Juice like either loses to or that he fends off. I don't know whether or not though they can put the US title on a Japanese person. Not trying to be racist, it just I don't know if they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that either. I think that defeats the purpose of why they made the US title in the first place.
It's the foreigners belt.
Yeah.
Like I said on my podcast, Japanese think all white people look the same.
Well, not totally wrong. So, but all right, Minoru and Naito. I think they won up their match from their IC title match earlier this year.
Yeah,
personally,
yeah. You're right.
This was built as simply a grudge match where Minoru wants to kill Naito.
And he almost succeeded. Naito would be sore in the morning.
Yeah. I think the best spot in the match was definitely when Minoru threw a table at Naito's head and it just left an implant in the table.
It did. I was like, when you were talking about the British tables before, I was going to be, when you said that the New Japan that was that break, it's like, yeah, they do. They broke over Naito's head.
It was Minoru's antics throughout these matches, especially this one, definitely shined when he's terrorizing fans, the commentators of all kinds, beating up young boys,
young lions. Yep. Dude, Minoru is just a psychotic person. It's fantastic.
Yeah. What I don't like about what I've seen recently from Minoru Suzuki matches is he beats up the dude for like 15 to 30 minutes, you know,
and then he loses
them, and then he just loses out of nowhere.
Yeah, he gets hit by a finisher and loses.
There's just not enough offense for the other guy to do to him. I don't know if that's an extent of Minoru just being, you know, in his older years now, and that's kind of what they need to do to put him over.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I watched earlier this week, actually. Well, last week. This week it's Monday. Have you ever seen the Pancreas MMA match between him and Ken Shamrock?
No.
From, like, way back in the day? Dude, he tapped Shamrock out in less than 3 minutes. And that is Shamrock. Like, you know what friggin' Shamrock is like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy to see how good your friggin' Suzuki was as an MMA fighter.
Yeah. Well, I believe there's a site called Rear View Reviews, and all throughout September he's been reviewing old Suzuki matches. Whether it's
like MMA fights or like what about his Pancreas fights? Not them, or just like wrestling stuff?
No, it's wrestling stuff from over the years.
Yeah,
I've been kind of following along with him. So
I might jump on that.
All right, so Naito wins. Whatever, I guess. Naito definitely took a beating in this match, so kudos to him on that one.
Yeah, he did. And then he hit the Deseno one.
Yeah. So on to Kobe. Kushida beats Bushi in a good junior match.
Yes, that essentially sums that up. Kushida got hit by the mist, and then he won.
Oh, did he get hit by the mist? That was such a good mist spot.
Yes, it was.
Kushida actually had his eyes closed for a good, like, 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
These two guys highlight each other so well, they don't get enough credit.
Yep, that is 100% correct. But, like, dude, Kushida's the ace of the junior division. Like, does he need more credit than that?
Well, I think this match, like, proved why Bushi was one of the 4 that were chosen to be in this. Yes, he's one of the last 4 champions. That isn't Hiromu. And
I just like the fact that, like, each one of the contenders in this is, like, representing a different faction.
Yeah, that was also good. I mean, we also questioned, you know, why is it only 4 guys? Why is Bushi one of these 4? I mean, they have their reasons. Why are they
semi-finals when there's only 4 people in the friggin' tournament?
Right, yeah, but, you know, again, this is just another good example of New Japan, you know, having booking that makes sense. It doesn't take a lot of thought, and then the match delivers, and you're just like, yeah, that was a good match. Happy fan.
Yep.
But I want to talk about that miss spot again. So let's see. Kushida had Bushi in some sort of submission hold, I believe.
It was an armbar, wasn't it?
I want to say it was like an octopus type stretch on the ground.
I'm not sure. There was a lot of submission attempts in that.
There was a lot more technical moves than I thought there was going to be, especially Kushida, he's an I believe he's an ex MMA fighter himself.
Yeah, they mentioned that he's undefeated. Like, he's got a record of like 4-6-0-2, so he's obviously like won, never lost, and drew a couple.
Yeah. I love Kushida's arm work when he gets a chance to highlight him, and I didn't see it at all in the J Cup. The last match I saw him do arm work in was that banger of a match against Jay Lethal over in what pay-per-view was that? I don't remember. It was earlier this summer.
Was it Ring of Honor? Or?
Yeah, it was in Ring of Honor against Jay Lethal.
Okey-dokey.
This is before Jay Lethal was champ again. But oh man, he did such a good job catching Bushi into the moves, really getting the arm lock in, and Bushi holding his own and flowing well. No botches that I remember, and that mist spot just covered Kushida. Just black mist all over his face, down his chest. You couldn't even see Kushida's face.
No, you couldn't.
So good.
Also,
it's the
dude,
best mist spot I've seen in so long.
If I'm not mistaken, the black mist in WWE meant like you died or got knocked out or something, so I'm glad to see they didn't go that route. Because we all know there's like red mist, green mist, blue mist, black mist.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
Sure. There needs to be someone in WWE to bring back the mist.
Well, friggin' Tajiri was there for a while, didn't he used to do it?
Yeah, he used to do it, but it was more like a comic act.
Oh, who would you put the mist with? Mist. I mean, friggin', we've got Akira Tozawa and the dude who used to be Kanta, whose name keeps escaping me. They're both Japanese. Yeah. One of them. That's the one. One of them can do it. They're both Japanese.
Have Asuka have it.
Ooh,
reinvent her character a bit. She wears face paint and she wears her crazy face paint. She's tired of losing and being overlooked. Give her the mist and face paint, dude. That would get kill Naomi so with over.
It. Yes, it would. Have her kill Naomi with it.
Yeah, have her turn on her. Just be this crazy Joker type character, because she's definitely pulled it off before. I've seen it, and then have her join Shinsuke.
Whoa! We're getting a Yakuza faction.
Look at that Yakuza faction right there.
They could bring in Itami and Akira as like the tag team dudes.
Hey, if WWE wants to bring out factions, have all the Japanese guy in a faction. Have them all in a single unit on SmackDown or Raw. I don't care. Have Asuka with Mist, dude. And then when you're tired of the faction, Itami and Nakamura go at it.
I have one request. I have one request for this, and it's like something that needs to happen, or else this won't work.
Okay.
Can we get a mouthpiece, because like none of these dudes can cut promos?
They don't need to cut promos. They just go out there and kick the shit out of people, because they're strong style.
I get that, but like Vince would never let that happen because it's WWE. Yes, that could sound intimidating.
It sounds intimidating. The American audience would definitely hate it.
Did you see the Make Knack America Great Again thing?
I've seen it going around, but you know,
so good.
You have to
so
be on.
good.
You have to actually be on TV and have feuds for me to be convinced you're a champion.
Yeah, dude, he's not on Super Showdown yet, by the looks of it either.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, so on to Tanahashi versus Okada, our last little topic between you and me, Jay.
Well, all you need to know about this dude is Tanahashi has not beaten Okada in over a very, very, very high number of days. I've forgotten the exact number.
Didn't they say it was like 635 or something out of this crazy world?
It had been, yeah, like 2 years or 3 years or something like that.
A long fucking time between the two of them. And the last two of them went to a draw?
Well, no. Their last, like, all the G1 matches that they've had apparently have been to a draw. The last match that they had before the draw was the title defense from Okada.
Okay.
Back at, where was that? Was that at Sakura Genesis or was that somewhere else?
Wasn't that, no, that wasn't Dominion.
No, because that was Kenny. Yeah, it must have been Sakura Genesis.
Excuse me. Well, anyways.
I'm sure it was Sakura Genesis.
This match went 35 minutes. Yet another good match.
Yeah, I don't think these two have the like possible bone in their body to make them put on a bad match. And I love the fact that Okada was showing signs of the Rainmaker again. And in answer to your question, dude, you are nothing without your balloons because you lose.
Not totally wrong. I was actually a little bit surprised that they both did legwork to each other for a good chunk of the start of the match.
Well, it takes out a lot of Tanahashi's offense, and it also takes a dropkick away from Okada.
Right. And then, so this is what I noticed. So they did a little bit their psychology at the start. Okada, you know, not breaking the count and hitting Tanahashi quite like that. Saw a different side of the Rainmaker there.
Okada was healing it up here.
Yep. He was healing it up because he you know, he's lost his title. He wants that Wrestle Kingdom shot, and
he was also facing Tanahashi, which means you instantly you're the heel.
Mm-hmm. Anyone facing Tanahashi must show some signs of not being a babyface.
I can't wait to see the cleaner versus Tanahashi. Like Kenny with all of his heel tendencies is going to be great.
Oh, he has to do it. You have to do it against Tanahashi.
You do.
You do. I see a lot of people complain about that already, but anyways, we'll get there in time.
There's a logical reason why he's defending against Tanahashi. He's the last one of like the dudes that Kenny hasn't fought this year.
Right. Yeah. So I love the legwork, and then as the match, so then eventually they get out of the legwork because then they want to start hitting their moves. So the legwork stops, and then they get their legs back again, so they can do other moves later in the match. And now they're exhausted. And because legwork was done at one point, then they ended up selling it a little bit later. Very good stuff. And again, looked like a different match than I've seen in the past. At least this year.
It did. Yep, for sure. Tanahashi kept falling over because he couldn't weight better.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think that figure 4 spot went on for a bit too long?
Yeah, they usually do in New Japan matches.
Yeah, it's a rest hold.
That's their version of a rest hold, but it actually does look like it hurts them for a good reason.
Yeah, it does.
Which I appreciate more. That's why Naito can't walk after his Minoru matches. He's like, fuck, that hurt.
Also, it's the fact that like Naito just doesn't have knees anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So Tanahashi ends up winning in a grand finish. Nice little high fly flow. I really liked the spot where they're on the turnbuckle, and Okada's on the middle turnbuckle on the inside of the ropes there, and he just sort of falls backwards. And as he's going down, Tanahashi hits his high fly flow, the sideways frog splash, onto him as they're falling down. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I thought that was done really well. That was very easy to screw up.
Very easy to screw up, very easy to over jump it. Just two guys just being so good chemistry-wise together. And so Tanahashi wins, and then Jay White comes out.
Okay, wait, can I refer to him as what I usually refer to him as, or do I have to call him Jay?
Just call him Jay White, or the Switchblade, please.
You're no fun. But okay, I will oblige you. So, my boy Jay White comes out, and like, at this point, we knew this was going to happen. Like, we knew that he was going to go after Tanahashi's contract at some stage.
I didn't know it was going to be this soon.
Neither. Well, dude, I didn't think King of Pro Wrestling was this soon. Freaking yeah. So like he hits the switchblade on Tanahashi.
On Tanahashi immediately. Yeah.
Right. My bad. Thought it was switchblade. My bad. That's his nickname. And then he starts laying the boots into Okada.
He kind of hesitated there a bit, which I quite liked.
He did. Gets out of the ring, takes the chair off Rocky Romero because like it needs to be that chair. Like there's chairs under the ring, there's chairs in the crowd, but it needs to be Rocky's chair because it's Rocky. Yoshihashi comes down and Jay makes very, very short work of Yoshihashi.
Oh my god. Okay, we got to talk about what happened to Yoshihashi there. He pulled a very Yoshihashi thing. He trips on his way running down the ramp and face plants into the ring apron and busts himself open very hard.
Is that where the blood had come from? I saw the blood like on people, but I didn't figure out where it had come from.
Yeah, Yoshihashi.
I thought that he bladed.
No,
I thought he bladed.
No, he just went face first into the ring apron and busted himself open beyond reason. It was it looked really bad, and he for sure has a concussion because Jay White looked at him like because he was going to continue the beatdown of Yoshihashi. But it never happened.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird how quick that ended.
Yeah, it's because Yoshihashi cracked himself. Poor guy.
He was like smashed him in the back with the chair and moved on.
Yeah. He wiped his blood on himself and
made him look all psychotic and crap. How did the friggin' blood end up on Okada?
Probably from the blood going along the ring and Okada rolled over it.
Okay, because like no radio.
Or did Hashi like end up on him at one point? I think so.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, friggin' Jay's in the ring with the chair then, and then Gato comes down.
Yes.
And then by this stage, Okada's stirring, gets back up to his feet. Him and Jay White start having a conversation. Jay does his signature pose, and then Gato smashes him in the back with a very awkward-looking chair shot.
Yeah, he had his hands reversed, and he just kind of taps Okada with the chair in his back.
Yes, he did.
But regardless, it looked really bad. It's funny.
It did. I thought it was horrible, but it would have looked so much better if it was a normal chair shot, not that weird bloody tap with it.
Yeah, he had his hands reversed. He was facing the wrong direction with his feet. It's like, come on, haven't you ever swung a baseball bat before? Clearly, Gato has not. Swing!
And he's flubbed it. Yeah, and then friggin' Blade Runner onto Okada, and we've got a new little semi-faction partnership going on, which I think is the right move for Jay.
Absolutely. It's just like Taka Michinoku with Zack Sabre Jr. For New Japan. Now you have Gato with Jay White. It's a very good instance of it working. Jay, I lost you. I can't hear you. Technical difficulties here. It's fine. So I'll just continue on until Jay figures out how to speak again. There he is.
Am I dead or am I alive? I was talking the whole time. What happened?
You died for a second there. So, thoughts on Gato with Jay White now?
I love it, dude. I love it. I think it is the right move for Jay. Think back onto what Gato and Okada did together when Okada was a rookie. I love it. This is just going to propel Jay in further.
Yeah, New Japan's pulling the trigger on Jay White.
It's the right time to do it too.
It's the right time to do it. Him and this feud with Tanahashi going for the briefcase. I don't think he's going to win it, but this will propel
I want him
his
to win
career.
it. I really do.
This will propel his career leaps and bounds.
But I want him to win it.
And I think the Intercontinental title is in his future. 2019. We're going to breathe with the Switchblade in 2019.
You're not going to give him the US title back?
No, with this new Gato thing and going into the main event against Tanahashi, I think the IC title is in his future.
You've got to take it off Jericho before that match. I don't see him facing Jericho for it.
No, that's why I'm saying 2019.
Yes, but between now and then...
Now and then you build a faction around him.
Yeah, but okay, but like, how do we get the belt off of Jericho?
Oh, you have him face Ibushi or somebody. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there?
Ace. Mm.
There's many possibilities. This is great. It's going to lead to so many subtle things for us to look out for just in the next month. You know?
Yep. I wonder who's going to join him. Who, like, are they going to, like, rename Chaos? Like, is Okada out of Chaos? What's going on with this? That's really interesting.
Ooh. Yeah, because you got Roppongi 3K, Okada, and Goto.
Ibushi. No, not Ibushi.
No, not
Ishii. Ishii.
And Ishii.
Ishii's in Chaos. Toru Yano. Yoshihashi. They're all Chaos.
Maybe you could get like someone like the Best Friends to join.
The Super Best Friends.
Yeah, the Super Best Friends to join up with them.
I don't see Ospreay going anywhere. Ospreay is Okada's boy.
I don't know. I really like heel Ospreay. I really do.
Maybe that'll... Oh, dude. You know how Ospreay's like trying to get up to the heavyweight division? Maybe Jay White will be his first feud to the heavyweight.
That's possible. I'd be
really
down
good
for that match. For sure.
So would I.
Oh, man, there's a lot of possibilities, especially with New Japan getting a lot of other people involved in the promotion now. The possibilities are endless. I trust what New Japan's doing. So a little outlook here for what's coming up. We got, you said, King of Pro Wrestling.
It takes place on the 8th.
And then is it before that or after that we have the we're back in San Francisco?
Okay, so very quickly I'll run through the next 2 weeks of pay-per-views. Ready?
Okay, go.
So first up we have got Death Before Dishonor on the 29th of September. On the 30th of September we have the Wembley show for Evolve and New Japan's American show. We then have a Super Showdown followed by Kings of Pro Wrestling. Like 2 days after Super Showdown.
Well, good thing I'm not watching the Aussie show, and you're coming on to tell me all about it.
Dude, me and my boy Corey Gold will be here live with bells on to give you a recap of the crappy house show that we're going to watch live.
Yeah, I won't be watching it, but since you're live, you can just tell me, hey, this one match was good, watch that. And be like, okay, that's fine.
Hey, nothing was redeemable. I'm hoping that, like, because we're there live, like, we'll get sucked up in the energy of it, but, like, I think that Australia is full of marks, and I'm going to be seated next to people who are like, yay, Roman!
Maybe. I mean, Australia doesn't get giant shows like this too often. And, hey, going to a wrestling show live is always so much better.
I know. I friggin' love that New Japan one that I went to earlier this year.
So,
and like even the crappy bar wrestling that I go to is like really good. I'm just not looking forward to this.
I will say this, though, me hitting up all these indie promotions lately, left and right, so much better experience than any like Raw or SmackDown I've ever been to.
Yeah, I get that.
No
just to very quickly, true. Just very quickly here. So Super Showdown is on Saturday, the 6th of friggin' October, which for you guys is the 5th, so it will be on your Friday.
Sure.
And then King of Pro Wrestling is on Monday, the 8th of October. Why is it on a Monday? That's weird. So that's your Sunday.
Yeah, that's why.
It's still weird though. Like, I get a pay-per-view on a Monday. That's really odd. But at least I'm not working.
Lucky for you then.
Woo!
Well, all right, Jay.
But dude, like, the Wembley show and the freaking US New Japan show are on the same day.
Yeah, and then Tag League in WXW is all weekend.
And the following week, after King of Pro Wrestling, the Junior Tag League starts in New Japan.
Oh, we're gonna have to just bang out a couple quick episodes.
Yeah.
So we're not doing like 4-hour episodes here.
Or that people can come and listen to Smack It Down podcast, where, let's be honest here, you and I will probably be reviewing that week to week anyway.
Yeah, probably. Alrighty. Well, that finishes up here for New Japan and all the other stuff we talked about. We're gonna, if you're joining us on the live stream, this is the end of it. And if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Smart Radio, and all your favorite podcasting outlets for the Red Leaf Retrocast, then we're going back to our regular programming to talk about Hell in a Red Cell.
Ooh.
Oh. So thank you, Jay, and look forward to you on future podcast episodes.
Thanks for having me, man. So, how was that? Was that good?
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Cool. You guys already done Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, that's what I was recording last night.
Yeah, I popped into that stream for a bit. For a teeny tiny itty bitty bit.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine.
I was trying to work out who you were recording with.
Yeah, it's an old friend of mine.
Ah.
Yeah, he's a big WWE fan. He's been complaining quite often about the product recently. And have
you not told him to go watch something else?
I have told him to go watch something else, and he's been getting into WXW and Progress.
Ah, why didn't you have him on here for the Progress show?
Because he hadn't watched Chapter 75.
Right, I watched it all today, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thought it was great. Thought it was great.
Such a good show.
That Wembley show, though, looks amazing.
Dude, Pete Dunne Dragunov, take my money.
Very quickly, just between you and me here, you know that the Doug Williams versus Trent Seven match is Doug's retirement's on the line. If he as soon as he loses that Atlas Championship, apparently he's coming off.
Yeah, I know that. He also just had a match with Maru Fuji in IPW, which I really want to watch. The last time ever meeting type thing. I guess it was a bucket list item for Doug Williams, or they had a past... I'm not too familiar with IPW. It's not one of the promotions I particularly pay attention to. So...
Hey, you might actually be able to explain something to me, and if you can, I would like to record it.
Okay.
Because it got brought up on Conversation with Corey and I today. So they introduced Doug Williams as one of the 4 pillars of British wrestling.
Yes.
Who are the other 3, and do you know who they are? If you do, just say yes, because I actually want to know more about this, and I would like to record it.
Okay. Yes. I would say Nigel McGuinness is definitely one of them. Okay,
so can we record something about this, now? Because we kind of spoke about this on my episode, and I was going to research it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright, give me a sec, I'll get set up.
Let me end my stream and check my facts right quick.
Okie dokie.